Hey, what's going on, guys? Saw the movie Hacksaw Ridge, loved it, endorsed it, and I did a previous video telling the truth about the Seventh-day Adventist Church because the hero in Hacksaw Ridge, Desmond Doss, he was a Seventh-day Adventist, passed away in 2006, and he was a conscientious objector, and he's only one of three that has earned the Congressional Medal of Honor. Let me explain that. Okay, there have only been three conscientious objectors to have won the Congressional Medal of Honor, and Desmond Doss is one of them. I mean, he's a hero, and he's done a lot of heroic things. I have a lot of respect for him, and we need to honor him. However, the religion he belonged to, I firmly believe, was founded by a false prophet. It was founded by Ellen G. White, and let me explain the history of her. Okay, she was born Ellen Gold Harmon, and at an early age, she had a concussion, and the concussion fractured her skull, and she had been seizure prone the rest of her life, and she was prone to delusions and hallucinations because of that injury. Okay, and she became a Methodist, and she was a prodigy of a Methodist preacher called William Miller. And in the mid 1800s, William Miller predicted that the end of the world was going to come in the 1840s. Well, and Ellen White was a firm believer in that. She followed Miller. She idolized him. She believed what he said, but it didn't happen. And William Miller admitted that he was wrong, and he admitted he shouldn't have thought that. But Ellen White didn't believe that. She believed that Miller didn't make the mistake, but God made the mistake. So, when I'm a Christian, I believe my God is omnipotent and all-knowing and all-powerful. My God doesn't make mistakes. So she broke away from the Methodist Church because of that and founded her own religion, which in turn turned out to be the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Okay? And also, the Bible defines a false prophet as somebody that's predicted a false event and doesn't repent. Ellen White predicted that the South would have won the Civil War. She also predicted that the U.S. would have been divided, and she also predicted that slavery in America would have never ended. Well, you see the 13th Amendment that abolished slavery. Slavery has ended. Even if people think only in theory slavery has ended, it still has ended. And yes, there is still racism in the United States. Yes, I'll admit that. Racism is still a problem. But particularly overt racism in the United States is not tolerated anymore. That I can tell you. And even when there are instances of racism, when it happens in America, it gets dealt with. Usually. Not always, but usually it does. But Ellen White also predicted that the South would have won the Civil War and America would be divided. Well, I live in Mississippi, and I'm from Mississippi. The Old Glory flies in Mississippi. And I'm a citizen of the United States. I'm not a citizen of the Confederate States of America. What does that tell you? Also, some of her predictions and prophecies were so embarrassing that they're locked in the family's estate. They're locked in a vault in the family's estate in California. It's all public information. There are ex-Adventist pastors out there. One particularly is Dale Ratzliff that teaches why Adventism is wrong. And there's a lot of inconsistencies in the founder Ellen G. White's prophecies. And the reason that I'm saying this is because Adventists have a tendency to live in isolated communities. And if they marry a non-Adventist or if they date a non-Adventist, they have a tendency to isolate that person from their family. And that happens as well. I'm not saying it always happens. Nothing is always the case. And I personally think Desmond Doss was a very, very good man. There's a lot of members of the Adventist Church and even pastors that don't know the whole history of their church, so they're not honestly doing a lot of that. Now, a lot do, though. That's what I'm saying. So go see the movie. I'm saying that. Go see the movie. This needs to be a blockbuster. It's one of the best movies ever made. I think right now it needs to be Best Picture for the year of 2016. So, or when the Oscars are going to be, it'll be 2017 when the next Oscars are. So, anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless and bye-bye. Bye-bye.